All right, today now we're going to look at some right side versus left side concepts. Okay, so we did right side versus right side, when we're leading with the right leg, leading with the right leg. Sure, right side first. Right, this is sort of the right side versus right side jiu-jitsu stance, where lapel sleeve, lapel sleeve. This is 50-50. Don't really want to be in here. We covered that already. Now we're going to look at right side versus left side. It's important to note that right side versus left side and left side versus right side is the same thing. Also, right side versus right and left side versus left is also the same thing. So you have aiyotsu and kenkaiotsu. This would be kenkaiotsu, where we're standing sort of in a T in opposite stances. So, lapel, lapel, okay? Notice I have outside configuration, George has the inside configuration, and then we have the sleeve, okay? This is sort of the natural stance of right side versus left side, or it could be reversed. Okay, so it's just, you have that inside strategy and an outside strategy. So our strategies here is going to be a little bit different. Now let's look at advantages here. The first thing I want to do is to be able to control the distance. Right now we're dead even 50-50 position. No one really has an advantage. And if you're fighting a bigger, stronger, more athletic person, that's not where you want to be. Okay? You always want to take the advantage in the hand positioning in order to parlay your attacks into better performing technique, right? More statistically sound, better position. So how do we gain this advantage and control this position? If I'm on the inside position, okay, I want to bring this hand up and then create this frame with my elbow in his rib. Okay, I want to create a strong post. Notice my post is very strong, but if you look at George's arm, his post is not very strong. Even if he were to push me from here, he would be using his tricep, okay, not as strong. Right now, I'm using the structural barrier. Okay, that's very important because the next step after you create this post is creating a shoulder turn. Okay, if I could turn his shoulder slightly towards me, now he's out of position. Okay, he's very, very athletic here. Okay, this is a universally athletic position. You could squat, deadlift, clean and press. You're really strong here, but once you skew your shoulders this way and you have sort of like a thoracic twist, he's not going to be as athletic. Okay, so I want to take those athletic advantages away from him. Inside versus outside. Hand goes up, I create this post. Fighting for the sleeve, I turn the shoulders. Okay? It's very difficult to turn his shoulders without having a strong post. Okay? So, if I have this position, and George's hand is like this, and if he wants to turn my shoulders, it's going to be very difficult for him to apply a lot of pressure because this post hand is not very strong. Okay? It would be the equivalent if you're doing bow and arrow and really strong position, but if you're trying to go like this, not very strong. Okay? So inside position, strong post, sleeve, turn the shoulder, advantage, and from this position, I have lots of different attacks. Tatatoshi, Osoto, right? You say lefty. Osoto Gari. Right? Finish my takedowns going across. I have lots of options because once I have the post, creating this distance, I could take that away and encroach my hips. Can you come through this barrier? This way? No. Left side turn.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're lefty now. And George is naturally a right side, as he's having a little bit of trouble here. That's okay, right? Barrier, go ahead, turn through this way, right? Get your hips across, right? This elbow is going to be in the way, and then look, I could attack this. If I want to close this distance, it's very easy as bringing my barrier away. Okay. Inside position, creating a strong post, turning the shoulders. Now, let's look at what George wants here. George wants the opposite. Okay? He doesn't want this. He wants to bring my hand down and create his post by bringing his elbow over my hand. Okay? So now let go here for a second. This barrier is a very strong post. Now my arm is not in pushing position. It's not a very strong post. So if we're fighting for the shoulder turn, right, by bringing his elbow to his hip, right, he's capable of turning my hip. And I'm very, very weak turning the shoulder. So all George has to do in this position is slip this left leg inside my leg here. Right? Slip the left leg in here. And then once he clears this arm, he's in strong Uchimata finishing position. Okay? Notice, with this barrier and the shoulder turn, okay, resist my Uchimata, it's going to be very difficult for me to do any sort of turn throw because of the barrier and because of my shoulder turn. Okay. So, lapel, I have outside configuration. George wants to post high, right? Post high, nice strong barrier. This is gonna cause a lot of trouble for me. So I'm gonna bring the hand down, put my chin over his hand, and then bring my elbow over, okay? So we're fighting for position here first. This is the first line of battle, and then once we've created this post and fighting for the advantage here, we're fighting for the sleeve, for the shoulder turn in order to optimize our attacking power, okay? Control. Now let's get the contrary, right? I go up, George brings the chin down, hand, chin over the hand, right? And then brings the arm over. I'm in trouble. I don't really like this, so I need to improve position here, right? The fight is gonna be releasing this hand to the inside, punching the arm. So you see now there's this pocket. Now I could adjust and bring the hand up, okay? Fighting for the sleeve. Oh, I could go Kosoto Gake because I control the distance. All I have to do is remove the barrier in between our body and enter, okay? Can you do that same technique now? No, because the elbow's in the way. He's gonna have a very hard time going Kosoto Gake, okay? So that's gonna be hand fighting basics, right side versus left side. Fighting for this distance, okay? Fighting to create a strong post hand, grabbing the sleeve, and turning the shoulder.